Imagine being trapped on a decaying Gothic castle planet at the edge of the galaxy, forced to serve the very necromancer who made your childhood a living hell. Now imagine the undying skeletal emperor of the universe summons you both to a haunted, locked-room mystery in deep space, where the prize is immortality and the penalty is the total annihilation of your bloodline. Welcome to Gideon the Ninth, the groundbreaking, universally acclaimed first book of Tamsyn Muir's The Locked Tomb series. Famously pitched as Lesbian Necromancers in Space, this audiobook is so much more than its tagline. It is a masterclass in Gothic science fantasy, blending razor-sharp humor, deeply crunchy magic systems, and a fiercely emotional rivalry that will completely consume you. The narrative kicks off with Gideon Nav, a snarky, sword-wielding teenager who wants nothing more than to escape the Ninth House and its creepy, bone-obsessed inhabitants. Her only ticket to freedom is to pass the Emperor's deadly trial, but there's a catch. She is forced to partner with Harrowhark Nonagesimus, or Harrow, the brilliant, brooding, and incredibly powerful necromancer who has tormented her since they were children. The atmosphere is a brilliant, unsettling juxtaposition of grimdark horror and laugh-out-loud comedy. Muir excels at capturing the claustrophobic dread of skeletal power armor and blood magic, while simultaneously filling the dialogue with the kind of Gen Z-adjacent, hyper-modern snark that makes the grim setting feel incredibly fresh and alive. At the core of the book's addictive appeal is its brilliantly unique magic system and the spectacular tension-filled dynamic between the two leads. Necromancy in the Locked Tomb isn't just about raising mindless zombies, it's a complex, tactical science of manipulating phanergy, the river, flesh, and spirit. Watching Gideon and Harrow learn to synergize Gideon's raw physical combat prowess with Harrow's intricate, devastating bone magic is incredibly satisfying. But the real magic is the character dynamic. The transition from bitter childhood enemies to reluctant allies and something much deeper is a masterful slow burn. The audiobook narration perfectly captures Gideon's exhausted, sarcastic internal monologues and Harrow's cold, brittle exterior, making their unspoken, desperate reliance on each other feel incredibly visceral. Beyond the spectacular magic and the Gothic aesthetics, the soul of Gideon the Ninth lies in its locked-room mystery and the deep, tragic lore of the 9 houses. When they arrive at the first house, they find themselves trapped in a massive, cathedral-like space station with the heirs of the other 8 houses. One by one, the necromancers begin to die in horrific, impossible ways. The audiobook format elevates the creeping paranoia, making the echoing halls of the first house and the terrifying ancient presence of the Emperor feel incredibly immersive and dangerous. As the plot accelerates toward its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. The mystery of the first house reaches a terrifying, paradigm-shifting peak, forcing Gideon and Harrow into a brutal, emotionally devastating confrontation that tests their bond, their magic, and their very souls. The finale is a spectacular convergence of bloody swordplay, high-tier necromancy, and a mind-bending revelation that redefines the entire universe. It delivers a massive dopamine-fueled payoff that will leave you gasping and immediately reaching for Book 2. Gideon the Ninth is a triumph of modern science fantasy. It is weird, hilarious, heartbreaking, and unapologetically epic. Tamsyn Muir has crafted a universe that is as beautifully Gothic as it is deeply dangerous. Plug in your headphones, draw your sword, and join Gideon and Harrow. The Emperor is waiting, and the 9th house will not go quietly into the night.